After all the sessions from both days are over, the top 5 competitors from each class are selected to make one more push for number 1. A cool track and no traffic provide optimum conditions for record times. And with the favourable conditions, it's often we see the teams turn it up. During the Superlap Shootout, each competitor gets one warm-up lap, one hot lap, and one cool-down lap. This gives them one last chance to bring it all together and make it happen.
It's almost like a rap battle in a way. You go and you dance first, and I'll hit you something at the end. It's like a.
I'm not too sure you know how a rap battle works, Chris.
Well, one guy does something, and then the other guy comes back, tries to do better than him.
Your essential
and
viewing
then it ends.
Your essential viewing for season 2018 is go and watch 8 Mile and then come back.
Yeah, I only got to do about 2 miles into that, mate. Fell asleep. All right,
we get set now for our first flying lap in the Superlap Shootout. First corner.
Maximum attack. We want a close shot on that. The drone cam shows a lot of sparks coming out of Armando now into GT Sport Turn 2. He is pushing it through there, Garth Walden. He needs to go quicker than 29.14 in the spares box Superlap Shootout to nip Neville Ashwin before he even has a right to respond. That's the whole name of the game. Run quicker than the bloke above you, Garth Walden. As we said, he just needed more laps.
He's got just about more than anyone on the planet in this circuit. He's wheeling it through turn 7. And that's an improvement to the second sector by just 1/100th. So he will find a little bit of lap speed here, depending on how he goes out of this last corner.
Looks good.
Recently married to the love of his life in a big wedding in Bali back in July. And married life treating Garth Walden well as he drives now for this team based out of Wellington. Good to see him back in a time attack car. The 35-year-old from Port Macquarie now calls Sydney home. And does he improve? Yeah. Yes, he does. A 129.73.
Considering, as you said, 9 laps total in that car. A lot of bits chopping and changing. Good for the Kiwis.
Oh, no.
Is he trying to start a lap? Is he trying to start the lap? If that's a way to start the lap, Mr. Ashwin, you have certainly impressed, but not delivered the required result that you'll probably need. But you know what? 4th is not bad, Nev, if you want to just take that. I don't know how Nick Ashwin, rather. Nick Ashwin, my God, talk about getting on it early. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, give him a round of applause right now just for the effort. He's got to try and start the lap with no run up there, so let's see what he's going to do, Nick Ashwin. For 2 now, through 26.9, still waiting for sector 2. He's 1.38 down. But had he come back with that, he's probably lost 30, 40, 50 kilometres an hour easy of trap speed.
Incredibly, he's just 4/10 off his best. So had he not had that moment coming onto the front straight.
It's got more everywhere. Look at that. Oh, what a beauty. Come on, Nick, no Groundhog Day here, mate. Don't do what you did last lap.
He's a full second away from his personal best, so it's not going to be an improvement. It's cleaner onto the front straight this time. Put your hands together for Nick Ashwin putting on a show in the spares box Superlap. How about that one?
Oh,
wow.
Great effort, Nick Ashwin. I'll give you 10 out of 10 for trying.
We turn our attention to a man who was leading the Superlap Shootout last year in the open class, but made a mistake down at turn 2. Wicked shot as he goes whizzing through turn 1. How will he improve on last year's effort?
And this is pure weaponry in its finest. Boy, oh boy, he's already there. Let's just see what he can do for the next few sectors.
And here he's 26.5, so he's actually on target to at least match his best time for the weekend. What a huge effort from this man to rebuild the front end of this car after their nasty fire. They even had a broken wheel on the trailer on the way back home from the test day. The worst he can finish is 3rd, and he crosses for a 1:29.8. Let's go racing with Sydney's own Nathan Morecambe.
Morecambe says, let's get it on. Here comes maximum commitment. Oh, makes the Evo dance all the way to the outside of Armando, and now he's got to pull it up mid-apex, power it out of here, all that horsepower. And again, wouldn't he love to give it to Kazmiri on this lap, because this Evo's got potential with a capital P, turbo-friendly weather, perfect dynamics in the Evo platform. And that is all clean, very clean indeed. Right on it late, plenty of power, plenty of intent.
But not plenty of lap speed. He's 6/10 away from his personal best. So it's not looking like it's got the time at the moment unless he can find something big around the back.
I was just talking it up, Chad, because he's got every potential if he could, but it didn't this particular one. Chad brings me back to reality there for a second. No, he's not quick, but you know what? It looks like he's quick because he's having a red-hot crack.
Nathan Morecambe, he's been throwing tyres at it this weekend, and there it is, a 128.9. He'll be approaching speeds of nearly 240 k's an hour as he gets ready to tip it in to this flying first corner, Armando corner, and let's wish him well. That looked pretty much stuck down on the circuit. If anyone's going to improve in this session, it's probably going to be Adam Kazmiri with those fresh tyres. Love the way it hoiks that left rear tyre up, something that we've seen from the little short wheelbase Hondas so far this year.
Last year was Longhurst and Morecambe in front. This time it is Morecambe and Longhurst behind him.
Second sector time for him on his hot lap earlier today in the beautiful, nice, cool conditions of the morning was a 103.4. Let's see if he's managed to find any time through sector 2. He's just 49 thousandths away from his best, and the team can see it. They know he's a sniff. They know he's a chance at going quicker than that number one time so far. 127.5. This would be a huge effort if he can better it at the end of the day. It's a really nice run out of Honeywell Garrett. 1 minute 27.56 the time to beat. He'll be a two-time champion in this category, and he ices the cake with a 127.6. The team are happy about it anyway. Back in the 27s. Misses his best by 54 thousandths. I think locking the rears down there at turn 6 cost him.
And all of these guys behind us here are all played a part in getting him to this point, which is the 2017 World Time Attack Open Class Champion.
You don't have to wait till Father's Day to make your papa proud.
Oh, how about this? Jared Scott out lap, in lap, so not going to go for a lap.
What a heritage and a history it's come from. And sometimes the very best race cars in the world just get better and better and better. Pushes through very well indeed through Armando into Gran Turismo Sport, October 18. He's pushing as hard as he can. No telltale sparks out of this deal, so the ride height a little bit higher up. Sounds good. The grunty 2.5 litre billet boxer, essentially. We saw one Rex only for a moment. Here's the second Rex.
Oh, a bit of smoke off the right rear through turn 7, but it's okay. Former World Rally Championship car, 2005 WRX. It was due to run with the Pro Drive World Rally team all the way to the exit of turn 9. That is legal as long as you don't bring up any dirt at the exit from your tyres. That is the rule there in concerns to track limits. And this new billet engine's working nicely. Oh, huge amount of understeer.
Push, too much push.
Off the last corner, that lap is gone, and it'll bring a lot of dirt and dust onto the circuit in a really tricky spot.
Still punching it through the gears, Chad. Out comes the dust. A little bit of something also billowing out still there. He'll still record the time of a 32.016. It was on its way to a 31 easy. But how big is the effort coming out of Garrett Honeywell onto the main straight? And Jason writes, thought it was back to being a rally car there for a sec. What do you get when a Finnish person, a Canadian person, an Australian person walk into a racetrack? You get exactly what we're about to see now. The first super lap for our top 3. Thanks to Spares Box. And you know what? That's been Sammy's favourite corner when it goes right. His least favourite corner when it goes wrong. And remember, this is a big beast. It's big on brakes, but it's also big on bulk.
I think the best of this car has been and gone, unfortunately, this weekend. The tyre life has been shot. He's 1.2 seconds off to the first sector. They've been drinking 11 litres of fuel per minute in this car.
I'm glad you said
absolute weapon.
I'm glad you said fuel, Chad.
And I reckon Mika's been drinking about 11 litres of vodka per minute
there we
the
go.
unfortunate incidents last night that took them out of the weekend. And there we go. That'll finish their time here in Australia nicely.
That's a funny thing to say. Get it? Finished?
First the Finnish have to finish.
First to the finish. The Finnish guys finish. They're good on him. Pushes it through now for the flying lap. Let's see how he goes through turn 1. Sparks as we expect. Low ride behind the front wheel drive car. How many G's? Let's measure some G's on that data right there. He's good through turn 2. Here comes 3 and 4. Watch that front end. Oh, double shot at it. Where's the power coming on? Still pretty good here, Chad. Let's check this first sector. The sector tells the truth. The sector tells the truth. We're up here, folks. We're up here. I don't think it's Mighty Mouse damaging. I don't think Mighty Mouse is falling into a trap, but let me tell you, this is an addictive track, I would imagine, for time attack races because it's got everything you need. It's the ultimate time attack challenge. Look at turn 9, for example.
Oh, it's got the hops up.
Every platform is challenged through turn 9. Doesn't matter what you have. Turn 9 can be an equaliser for everyone.
Well, amazingly, he's still up to that second sector despite the car quite literally getting airborne through the turn 8 hairpin.
It's called boost.
Nicely around the last corner. 700 plus horsepower from this K24 engine, powering this Honda Civic all the way down the front straight. 103.7, he's 2/10 up on his personal best lap so far. We'll send the Canadians off in style with the sparks flying. It's a 128.4, their best lap of the weekend. Nice work. They've managed to get this drive shaft change done in time. This will be Mighty Mouse's last ever lap around this circuit in anger, not appearing at World Time Attack 2018. So let's enjoy it, and hopefully these tyres hang on, because that is a tremendous amount of smoke as this aero pushes down on the front of this car.
Pushes all the way through. That is brand new set of tyres. How many teams could say they could put brand new tyres on it for a shootout for a one-lap deal? He's done that. He's only done 5 laps this weekend, Rob Newell, and that's why he's got tons of tyres. Mighty Mouse just gets new tyres nearly every time he goes out if he needs it. New wheel bearings every run if it needs it. New drive shafts if he needs it. And he just goes out and goes, I think there's a 25 in this. This will be the last lap of this car's career for a little while. And the man's going to send it here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, look, that first sector tells the truth, but it's the last 2 sectors where the mouse bites.
Well, you know what's funny? His 126.4, which is his best lap of the weekend, actually had a 26.0 to the first sector.
That's right.
So he's actually up on his best lap despite that first sector sign. So it's a little bit deceptive, I guess you could say. This might be an improvement yet. The 27-year-old from Brisbane, 3rd in 2015, 2nd last year, and again he goes another step up on the podium in 2017. He'll be the winner of our Motul Pro-Am class, but what will the lap time be? 62 thousandths up to the 2nd sector. He's delivering on that promise. The first time we've seen him go into the 102.2s to the 2nd sector. The last time we'll see this amazing front-wheel drive car. It's become one of the heroes and one of the favourite cars at World Time Attack.
Here it comes.
His time to beat is a 126.4. And he'll do it easily. 126.2, a 1/10 of a second up, and that is a great send-off for the Mighty Mouse.
Wow.
What a lap, Rob Newen.
Congratulations, Rob Newen. Open Pro-Am class champion this year.
Look at that. There's our 3 finalists and our podiums for the Pro-Am category, thanks to Motor Oil. And how about that? Canada, Finland, Australia. If Fire Rando's out there and we're starting a spares box Superlap shootout, they've allowed him in for number 5. Of course, the Porsche won't be able to make it in here, so let's just put 5 in there and let's get Ando in there as our alternate and let him put out a number if we can. You could not push it any further to Armando. Now it's time to clean it up for Gran Turismo Sport.
25.7. This is a really nice lap so far from Firando. Now that is 3/10 quicker than what we'd seen from Mighty Mouse at any point this weekend. I know they're in different classes, but it should give us a bit of a form guide. This guy could dip into the 25s if he avoids that understeer.
He'll be no stranger to wanting to put some more boost into it.
That is a huge amount of commitment through turn 7 for car 7. Looking good at the moment, needs to get that car back on before the track limits marker. He's done it.
One last go, one last corner, and one last shot at 2017.
Wicked stuff. He is wheeling this thing home. He's on target for potentially a low 1:26, which would see him jump Andy Forrest. Can he go to P4? 127.32.
He does.
And he just gets in there. Quickest front-wheel drive car here this weekend is up for grab as we get set to go racing with the mighty Astra. This is where that front end plate came away last time, and to be going at that speed through there with only one end plate is very impressive. I had to replace an inlet manifold on this car. They actually cracked it earlier with the amount of boost they're running through it, and then they turned the nitrous on for the first time.
Oops.
There is half a chance that he might actually compete with the Mighty Mouse here.
It sounds like it's got more boost in it. It's like put on kill, and there's no harm in doing that in a one-lapper. Show me a faster World Time Attack or Astra period in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
He was
what a wild card.
in 2015, 6th in 2016, and for his 3rd consecutive year since taking over from John Boston, he'll cross over for a 129.4.
Andy Forrest, though, has done plenty out there. The Subaru fans worldwide, you're looking at the world's quickest Subaru Time Attack car as well. We've got them all here at World Time Attack, all the horsepower.
The fight here is between Andy Forrest and Firando, and the sector times are telling us that it'll be pretty close here. He's found 10th in the first sector. If he can find another 10th in the next one and one more in the final sector, he'll go pretty close to that 127.3. 2 years ago, He came here, he got beaten up pretty badly by the Australian contingency. He went back, he consolidated, he rethought, he rebuilt. He comes back to Australia, and will he set his fastest lap in the shootout and take back fourth? Yes, he will. With a 126.9, he gets into the 26s. A 121.5 is his predicted best lap if he puts the sectors together. Let's go into the Superlap with Under Suzuki from Scorch Racing.
110% commitment through turn one. That's a Mando corner. What a corner. It sorts the men from the boys. And this man is 8 foot tall in this S15. And he is good through GT Sport turn two. And remember, the Porsche can't defend itself. If he goes 21.485 or better, Under will go to number 2 on the podium. And you know what? I believe the man's capable of miracles. I even think that Hammerhead very well needs to have one look over one of these canards just in case this thing turns out what he's been hoping to do all weekend, all year, 363 days ago.
This is where it got caught out earlier today. Turn 6, he drives through a little bit of understeer, but that's about as clean as we've seen it through turn 6 this weekend. It wasn't a great first sector, actually 3/10 down on his best, but so far it's looking pretty good through sector 2. He has been on the podium for the last 3 years in a row. He'll make that 4 years in a row here today. He's one of the all-time favourites, and he's up on that second sector. It's a 59.0. Now, sector time showing us that he might just sneak into the 21s here today.
Well, if it went 122.22 in the last run, here it comes.
It's going to be a 21.9 or a 22.0. It's going to be oh so close. Kick him home. Here comes Under Suzuki. Can he get his first ever 1 minute 21? Yes, he can.
Yes,
1 minute
Under.
21.7 from Under Suzuki. Huge last sector. And he drives that thing onto the podium in style.
Yes.
The last lap in the Yokohama World Time Attack Challenge is about to get underway. Let's go with Tim Slade and the MCA Hammerhead. Get after it as we throw a green set of tyres at this car and we go flat out through a Mando corner. You can hear the aero scraping. A slight lift. The mid-corner speed's 250 kilometres per hour through there. That's about 30 to 40 kilometres an hour quicker than you'll get a supercar through there on a good day.
Man.
And he has been absolutely flying. So Scott McLaughlin's qualifying lap record here at 28.3. This car has been doing 20s this weekend. And again, it's another fast one coming at 23.8 to the first sector for Tim Slade.
You can't have everything, but then again, there's always everything to gain if you're going to throw a few more pounds of boost on it, a little bit more commitment, new tyres, brand new tyres. Tim Slade, if he's going to be someone that's going to make it all stick, it's going to be him. He's Mr. Smooth. You never see him too angry in his style. The car doesn't ever get settled too much. He does drive a lot like Shane Van Gisbergen, almost in the same car, the same.
The lap predictor after that first sector, 120.8. Let's see what it is at the second sector time. 58.5, a little bit slower through there, but still not too bad, about 3/10 off his best. Can he get a last clean corner? Remember, his best lap time, he lost the M plate on that corner, so he might find a little bit off this third sector. Down the hill for the final time. It's been another amazing Yokohama World Time Attack Challenge, and Murray Coots, MCA Hammerhead, will win once again with a 121.1. Doesn't quite go back into the 20s, but it's been exciting, and Tim Slade is the world champion for 2017.
I'm sure if that Porsche was here to defend itself, you'd see nothing but 21s in that shootout. How good's that to see 2 21s in the top 3, and a great effort. You cannot say dominance more than that. The MCA Hammerhead, a legend, an absolute legend rear-wheel drive car, the ultimate time attack weapon, and Tim Slade, almost the ultimate time attack pilot, because that is just to show. Flat there in 6, 250 on the back of, 250 flat through there is mind-blowing. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. He makes it look so smooth though.
If you put his best sectors together this weekend, it was a 120.6. He'll walk away with a 120.9. When we talk about that one perfect lap, that's how tough it is to achieve it. Even a guy who's done multiple laps around this venue with the experience of Tim Slade still struggles to get it all right on the day. But they will leave with their heads held high. Last year, 122.1 was the record. He lowers that to an incredible 120.9.
Barton Moore in the Porsche went 11 laps. Under Suzuki went 20. That's a lot, but Andy Forrest went 21 laps in the Subaru. So
I love that. Don't just open the door, just take it off.
Yes,
on the MCA Hammerhead. This thing is an absolute work of art.
Tim Slade, congratulations. The second year running, you are the champion of 2017. Well done.
Thank you.
little bit disappointed with the last run, to be honest.
Come on.
You know what? Again, Tim just delivers his prognosis of the lap and just says, I could have been quicker somewhere. And you know what? I particularly don't care that we didn't see it, but what we did see again is this shift in performance to see that we've now all got quite a few running 21s. Under got his 21. That was my favourite story of that session, is Under got his 21. Andy Forrest got himself a 26. They all got some lap time, and we know that they'll be back. So will the Porsche. Just remember that, because there's still unfinished business. We thought the unfinished business was going to be this year with them. But again, remember the billet 4 litre didn't go in that thing yet either.
Congratulations to Tim Slade. He is your winner once again in 2017.